Now we're going to make a fancier walk cycle. So let's start by creating a new composition. We'll call it walk cycle 2. 1080p, 2 seconds long. We'll once again bring our Muybridge in to help us. And time remap him. I'll just drag him down to a second this time. And we'll scale him up. All right. So I want to animate a different shape. So I'm going to make a robot. Holding down the shift button, I'm going to make a perfect circle. And we'll position it right there. And we'll call that body. And let's take a look at his anchor point. We want him to spin roughly at his belly button, and that's roughly where we want to attach our first thigh. Okay, so click out of that layer. Now we'll go to rounded rectangle. We will create our thigh. Let's rename it that. Pill shape, and we want its anchor point right up there, and we will rotate it into position. Now we'll duplicate that. We'll rename that calf. Position down there. Rotate it down. And let's make it a little skinnier. All right. Now we will duplicate that, call it foot. Rotate our foot 90 degrees. Oops, minus 90. And we'll bring our foot down here. We need to make it significantly shorter. Make him skinnier and shorter. Okay. Calf doesn't want to reach. Make him a little longer. Right. And then we're going to want to create a toe. Right here, shrink it down. And we want to be really careful about our toe. Let's set it so that it overlaps. Okay. And we want our anchor point for our toe to work right here. Okay. So now we want to add a knee and an ankle. So we'll go back to our circle shape. And holding the shift button down, we will create a knee. Duplicate that. Call it ankle. Scale that one down. We need our anchor point in the middle of both of these bad boys. Where's the anchor point here? There it is. Back here. So we've got our anchor point roughly in the middle of our knee. Ankle. Bigger. Okay. So let's place our knee between our calf and our thigh, and our ankle between our thigh and our foot. So let's parent our toe to our foot, foot to our ankle, ankle to our calf to our knee, knee to our thigh, and our thigh to the body. And so what we want to bend, what we want to control while we're animating is we want to control the toe, and then holding down the command bar. We want the toe, the ankle, the knee, and the thigh. So let's make those a different color. Now we're going to create a new null object. Go to Layer. What we're going to do is we're going to create a single layer where we can control our 4 yellow objects. Let's just back up and make sure everything is spinning the way that we want to. Okay, the thigh is working, the knee is working, the ankle's working, and the toe is working. So now that that's all working, we will select the whole leg and hit Command D to duplicate it. For right now, we'll just drag that all below and hide it, and we'll play with that later. The next thing we want to do is make create an animation rigging so that it'll be easier for us to animate the rotations and positions for all these things. So what we will do is we'll begin by creating a new null object, and we will call it leg control. And we will go to expression controls, and we will drag a slider expression onto that. And we will duplicate it so we have a total of 4. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use expressions to control our sliders. So this first one, we're going to call it thigh. We'll call it thigh 1. The next one we'll call knee 1. The next one we'll call ankle 1. The last one will be called toe 1. So we will start by alt-clicking the rotation of thigh, and we will pick whip it to the slider of thigh 1. Okay, and let's see if that works. We'll go up to leg control. We'll mess with the slider, and we will see that it is working. Only in a strange way. We will alt-click. No, I'm sorry. We'll control-click this number, and we'll edit value, and we'll set this slider range at -45, and this slider range at +45. And that will give us a range of motion. And if we decide later we want to increase that range of motion, we can easily just by clicking in there again. Okay, so we'll go back to 0 with that bad boy. Now we will pick whip the knee. We'll alt-click the rotation, and we will pick whip that to the knee slider. And let's see if that one is working. And it is. So we will control-click, and we will edit value, and we'll go minus 45. Oh, down here actually, I'm sorry. This is where we want to be minus 45. Minus 45. And 45 here. And now we have control over that little feller. Now let's do the same thing to the ankle. We'll click the ankle, pick whip it to the ankle slider. See if that one is working. Yep, that is rotating the toe. So we will control click our values, and we'll do the same. Actually, I don't think a foot goes up that far. So I'm going to make our high value 30 right now. Okay. And then lastly, we have the toe. Alt click toe rotation. Pick whip it to the slider. Control click, edit our values. Let's go minus 30 and 30. And we got our toe bends. Alrighty. So now we don't need to see any of this business. So let's just hide this away to make it a little easier to see. So we'll hit the shy and the shy, and that basically hides that stuff and makes our workspace a lot easier to deal with, because now we're just animating here, and if we want to just bring it back to see how many layers are involved, we can just turn off the shy. So now we need to do the same thing to our back leg, which are all tied together in the same way, and they are all tied to the body. So let's look at the rotations of thigh, knee, ankle, and toe, and let's pull in another slider control, and then we'll duplicate that for a total of 4, and we'll call this thigh 2, knee 2, ankle, turn there, ankle 2, and toe 2. Reveal those sliders. Make our lives a little easier. We can shy all the blue layers. Okay, and so now let's tie these together. So we will alt click thigh rotation, pick whip it to thigh 2. We will alt click knee rotation, send that to knee 2. We will alt click ankle rotation, send it to ankle 2. and hold-click toe rotation. Send it to toe 2. And so now we can close these guys up, shy them as well. And now all we have to do is set our sliders. And so we'll control click there. And this was minus 45, plus 45. So this one minus 45, plus 45. Ankle was minus 45 and 30. And toe, what was toe? 30. Toe's values were minus 30 and 30. Okay. Ooh, let's unshy these guys because I forgot we need to turn on their eyeballs. Now we can shy them. Okay, so let's so now we're rigging both legs with just 2 layers here, making it a lot easier for us to work and see what we're doing. So now let's go ahead and we will keyframe every position. And start to go to work on our sliders. Get our knee in position, get our thigh in position. Looks like we need to drop it down a little bit if we want it to touch. We gotta bring up our toe a little bit. Oh, ankle a little bit, undo the toe. Bring up our ankle. So let's just 0 our ankle. That's our, nope. And bring down our thigh. Okay. So there's a good start. Now let's. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's unshy. We need to bring Muybridge to the bottom of all of this now so that we can still use it as a reference. Return to shine. There's our thigh 2 slider. Got our knee. Let's bend our toe. Knee back. Alright, now we'll hit the letter U on this layer. Okay, hold on. Somehow my Muybridge got shied. I don't want Muybridge to be shy. Please don't be shy. Now let's go ahead on our Moy bridge. Now we'll switch our legs. So let's just move both thighs first so that we don't go crazy with our overlaps. Okay. Now let's go to the middle for our crossover. So front thigh is the front one. So we'll go here. Looks like we need more of a knee bend than 45. So we'll control click here, add a value. Let's make it 60. Okay, control click, add a value, sorry. This is here where it needs to be made 60. And we need to pull up our toe. Oh, okay, so then we still need to set our keyframes for our body. So when we come here, we can raise them up. Down one. Okay. And now that this down. Zero you out. And we'll turn that angle so it's flat. So now let's see how the walk cycle looks. We'll pull our render bar down to our keyframe. So the feet are doing a good job. Let's see if moving our middle keyframes more towards the middle smooths things out. Alright, and there's a pretty good walk cycle.